Nico Harrison and the Dallas Mavericks are putting together a masterclass on how to build an NBA dynasty. You need a franchise player in Luka Doncic. Via trade, you are able to acquire a big that can stretch the floor and create spots in the pick and roll with Luka. Next up, you need a rim protector, a guy that can anchor the defense. And who none other than Filipino superstar Kai Soto. He's been linked to Dallas since he was 16 years old. A dynasty always needs a playmaker, a guy that can score at will, especially when the franchise player is down. Someone to be Scottie Pippen to Michael Jordan. Bradley Beal, he can be acquired via trade. And you fill up the roster with role players, 3-and-D wings such as Dorian Finney-Smith, Maxi Kleber, guys that can play defense and know their role. While the rest of the NBA was vastly asleep, Mark Cuban and Nico Harrison was taking the NBA by storm. And who'd have thought that in year 2 of Nico Harrison's role as general manager, the plan would come to fruition. So in today's video, I'm going to tell you how the Dallas Mavericks can acquire Bradley Beal via trade from the Washington Wizards, and at what pick should they draft Kai Soto. Trade number 1. The Wizards, they're going to be getting Reggie Bullock. We're going to have to give up some sort of capital for him. And they're going to get a 2027 first round pick, plus Jalen Brunson, who could be a potential star for them. Also, a guy that's already a young star in Josh Green. Now, the return that the Wizards would be getting, if Josh Green can hit his shots consistently, he could be a solid piece for the fixture on this franchise. Also, Jalen Brunson has the potential to be a franchise star. That would be taking a risk for them. Also, they get that 2027 first round pick. Then you throw Reggie Bullock in the mix. The dude's a 3-and-D god. He locked down Devin Booker and Chris Paul in the Western Conference Finals. There's no way that this trade wouldn't pique their interest. But if they decide that this trade is underwhelming, then we're going to have to bring a third team in to suit the Wizards. Now, trade number 2, that's going to be with the Brooklyn Nets. The trade goes as follows. The Nets, they're going to get Jalen Brunson. And they're also going to get Reggie Bullock, Maxi Kleber. And the Washington Wizards, they're going to receive Ben Simmons, a 2027 first round pick via Dallas, and a 2027 first round pick via Philadelphia. The Mavericks, they end up getting their guy in the end in Bradley Beal. Now, if the last return was underwhelming for the Wizards, this one should pique their interest. Of course, it still depends on their valuation of incoming players. They're going to be assessing Simmons' worth because it's been widely complicated. When he's on the floor, he's a 6'10 point guard with otherworldly floor vision. He also provides some of the very best defense in the NBA. It's really going to come down to if the Wizards can feel like they can resurrect Simmons' career. They'll be tempted here because he makes for a great pairing with a stretch big man like Kristaps Porzingis. There's a ton of stout wing defenders and floor spacers on this Washington Wizards team. They could actually stay competitive in the wake of this trade, and they wouldn't have to go to a full rebuild. Now, the Dallas Mavericks, on the other hand, could stand to do something super special. Now, it's time for the last and final piece of this dynasty, is Kai Soto. He's a professional Filipino player that has declared for the NBA draft. And a lot of experts are saying that the Dallas Mavericks or other teams could be taking him late in the second round. Now, let's talk about Soto for a moment. His size and his length make him a viable rim protector in the NBL, where he averaged 1.9 blocks per 36 minutes, which was 7th among 84 NBA players who played at least 15 minutes a game. And also, he posted the 6th highest block rate at 5.3% among 76 players who played at least 350 minutes, you guys. This dude is a baller. Here's one surprising stat that you probably didn't know about him. He's also pretty good against ball handlers in the pick and roll, where he defended a 4th most, 10.7% of the time. Adelaide, which had a 109.9 defensive rating that was 6th among 10 teams, held them to just 0.72 points per possessions. During those possessions, the league average is 0.86 points per possessions allowed. Now, that's an indication that the big man pushed back when smaller attackers targeted him in the two-man game. Now let's talk about Soto's intangibles. Soto drew nothing but compliments about his work ethic and his demeanor during his year in the NBL. A lot of experts and colleagues took note of his energy and his poise throughout the entire season. Some of Kai's improvements have reflected in Soto's frame, one that he has filled out over the past couple of years and enabled him to keep up a highly physical NBL. Listen, His versatility is unlike most giant bigs, and it's going to continue to show in his body as he gets more mature. He might not look NBA ready right now, but give him a couple years with Dallas Mavericks training staff, and the dude is going to be a solid force in the NBA. In the eyes of a lot of these experts, Soto lags behind his fellow international draft prospects and might have to wait a bit before being able to get a shot at playing in the NBA. But the Mavericks, they have all the time in the world. He can sit behind Christian Wood. And just like the Golden State Warriors, give their rookies and sophomore players valuable playoff experience that they otherwise wouldn't get. This dynasty is looking to be something that the NBA has never seen before. Luka Doncic, he's the future. He is the face of this league. So that leads me into today's question. If Kai Soto continues to progress as a player and turns into the player he's supposed to be, along with Bradley Beal, Christian Wood, Luka Doncic, and Dorian Finney-Smith, can this squad become a dynasty unlike we've ever seen before? Let me know in the comment section what you guys think. And tomorrow, we'll be back better than ever with some more Dallas Mavericks basketball. And like always, Mavs fans, MMFL. I'll saw y'all seat. Peace.